Pew! What's up, y'all? As we're recording this, and as it'll come out, it'll be Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah from the Tough Cut lads to you guys, and the holidays. But we're celebrating Hanukkah first and foremost because we're all Jewish. But Merry Christmas, joyous Kwanzaa, all the holidays. Even if you don't celebrate, I hope you guys are having a good time with your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, but not your fish, because we hate pescatarians.
Fish can't celebrate holidays.
That's
actually.
true. That's very, very true.
It's a fish thing.
But yeah, shout out to all of them. I hope you guys are staying warm somewhere and you got love in your heart, because that's what the family bracket was all about all along.
Wow. And we have such a terrific matchup waiting for you in this episode.
Yeah.
That shows all the love that family means. But first, hello and welcome back. I'm Matthew.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Jewish Jakers today, baby. Let's go.
Holiday season alert. Anyway, this is episode 89.
Wow.
Wow.
Just wild. Part 4 of our family bracket. Today, we've got quite the finals matchup, as I said. All the joy and love that you feel for family encapsulated in 2 movies. Parasite versus Hereditary.
I love us.
It's
lots of holiday cheer.
It's crazy that those are the movies that made it.
It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Tell your family which of these 2 movies reminds you of them this holiday season.
And while you're doing it, also tell them that, spoiler warning, we'll probably be spoiling these movies and all the others probably in the bracket and the ones we bring up in honor mentions and a super surprising other option, I'm sure, because we love spoiling things on this podcast. So
Nice.
keep an eye out for that.
And
Yeah.
also a content warning for both of these movies.
Specifically, or most specifically for Hereditary. It is a horror movie. There are quite a few intense scenes, and especially intense child harm.
Yeah.
And in Parasite, there's a stinky man.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a heads up if you decide to watch along with us, or if you're jumping in to watch these for the first time now that they made it to the finale. Before we get into our matchup, as Jake mentioned, we've got your guys's and our own honorable mentions. Folks who follow us on social media at Tough Cut Pod shared their honorable mentions. What family movies did we miss with us? And we might talk about them.
And if
You
we
guys have
don't, that's really embarrassing for you guys. That's like, if we don't mention your movie, that means you really messed up. We probably have a personal vendetta against you.
Yeah, honestly, you shot your shot with your favorite podcasting crew, and you just got left on red.
You fell into that trap of like, oh, like we care about you as podcast hosts, like we want to interact with our audience, but really we don't see what you guys write to us. Not at all. You know, we did this whole bit on how no one interacts with us on Twitter, no one like talks to us. That's a lie. We get millions of DMs every day.
Yeah, we just don't check.
We just don't check. We just don't check.
After the 100th message, that I gotta say that.
Come on, Matthew, come on.
After the 100th message that just said "show cock."
Okay, you're confusing it. So you know you can have 2 accounts at the same time. You're thinking of your personal one.
Oh my god, I was in the farming one. Oh my god.
Yeah. And you forgot that I DM you every day to show cock.
100 times.
100 times.
Yeah. So do either of you have an honorable mention to start us off with?
I do. And probably the most egregious one. This one was also from an audience member, but like one I was going to choose. And I'm just going to lay it out on the table and say the reason why I didn't choose it. Look, Everything Everywhere All at Once came out this year. And it is a really, really phenomenal family movie talking about generational trauma in a really beautiful way. The reason I didn't pitch it for this one is because an Oscar bracket is coming up for next, Oscar season, which is like, 2 brackets away from the Tough Cut podcast's scheduling. You're probably going to see, no, not even probably, you are going to see that movie in that bracket. It will get its due time. And so I just wanted to save room for other family movies that I thought don't get enough shine. But Everything Everywhere All at Once is an excellent family movie. Definitely deserves to be in this bracket. I fucking love it. It's great.
Nice.
And a movie that I'll probably, I guess at this point, watch for the first time during our Oscar bracket.
Yeah.
The same.
I am so excited to show you guys this movie. Like, holy hell.
I got a movie.
Yeah, go for it. What's the movie?
Cheaper by the Dozen 2.
Yeah, man.
I was really close.
And
to
that's,
pitching
if we're
that
talking
one.
quantity of families, like we've been talking this
Yeah.
whole bracket, that's like,
It's such a
I think
such
you would
a
have
big
won.
quantity of family. I know. And I'm really torn and sad that I didn't do it. The main reason I didn't is because I would have had to vote for it legally every time because of my wife.
It's hard.
And
yeah.
that's a really hard way to approach these brackets, right? It just makes it really difficult. But I love the movie.
Yeah.
It's such a good comfort movie for me.
Well, you broke the legality of that, like having to vote for a movie when Mouse Hunt was in the bracket. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm gonna say is after rewatching the first one for the team, what the hell bracket did you put that in? Team up? What was that?
No, it was big bracket. It was
Oh.
big family.
Big family, and it was Jake actually.
I think Jake
It
did
was
it.
me.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
me.
wow.
I did that.
Yeah, I hope the second one's way better than that one.
Yeah.
I love Cheaper by the Dozen.
I love Cheaper by the Dozen too.
Haha, it's a funny little joke.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
You
Anyway.
like that? You like that? That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Slinging zingers.
Anyway, I have another pick.
Yeah, go for it.
Adam's Family Values.
Oh,
We missed that. Like, I genuinely think that's a miss on our end. And I'm talking about the second one. The first one would have been great too, but like, I just love the second one even more for its camp shenanigans and the Thanksgiving scene, especially.
Yes.
Adam's Family is literally, it's in the title, phenomenal movie. They did so well. People love Wednesday right now, I guess. I've seen some stills from that show and it looks kind of down bad, but you know, maybe we shouldn't judge a show based
thought
on
it
the
was fun.
stills. Yeah, I mean, hey,
Yeah, I don't know what stills you're talking about. I mean, there's some goofy CGI, but like
that's probably what I've seen.
Netflix shit that show out.
I don't know. I
cheap
saw
as
a
hell.
werewolf with like
There's
dyed
some stuff
hair.
that looks great.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of bad CGI, but I think in general,
yeah.
like,
If Marvel movies can get away with it, then like Wednesday can get away. with it.
in the let's not get into the Marvel shows. Marvel fanboys, what the hell? But yeah, no, Adam's Family would have been a great pick for this bracket, and I think a ball dropped for sure.
It's probably mostly on Matthew now, considering how much of a Adam's Family fan he seems to be.
Yeah,
so
big
if
Adam-
you guys are really
big
mad
Adam's
that we
Family
didn't
guy.
the guy with
Adam's
the guy
Family.
with 2 picks really
Big-
should have.
It's
Really
Big
usually the two
Wednesday
picks.
defender.
Yeah.
Big Wednesday defender over here. Big Adam's Family lover. That's Matthew.
That's Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you
So
probably
I'm
would have
going for
gotten
it.
into the finals if you would have voted for Adam's Family.
We'll see how this one pans out. I'm pretty confident I'm going to take the dub. One from our audience that we talked a little bit about during the actual bracket itself, but Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, whatever, man. I know I should have done it. Benefit
No,
of
I'm
hindsight.
so glad that you didn't. God, it's worse. It's worse
I
than
don't
Spy
know.
Kids 2. It really is.
I
I
just
don't know when the
love
last
the
time
Spy
you guys
Kids
watched
movie.
it.
I don't-
No, like I really used to like Spy Kids 3D. I used to say Spy Kids 3D was my favorite movie, and I tried to watch it, and I literally couldn't get through it. It was
Yeah,
rough.
maybe you were just having a bad day that day, Maybe the
No.
whimsy wasn't in your heart.
I had a great day. I ate ice cream.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh,
That's
that's
on
cute.
the movie
I
then.
still couldn't
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
on the movie then.
I have a movie that I never saw.
Great.
But I think it would have been funny if I had picked it, even though I'd never seen it. Did you guys see The Croods?
Yo,
I know we talked about The Croods as a joke pick, but like, was it any good?
Unfortunately,
anyone
the
see The
first
Croods?
one was kind of good. It's kind of goated.
Really?
Nicolas
It
Cage.
was?
It made a lot of money.
Oh,
Fuck ton of money.
dang. I should have picked The Croods.
I mean, we could have picked out like The Croods, Despicable Me, any of those kind of movies. Could have done.
hey, that was I thought about for about 15 seconds putting Despicable Me in, but I was also maybe just riding the high of having played the Despicable Me song while going to Universal Studios. So it just wired
I think
my
it's
brain a
because
little
you went
different.
to see Minions Rise of Gru opening night and you were one of those people to dress in a suit. I think that's the
Mhm.
reason why.
Could be. Either way, Curds would have been a pretty fun pick, and then we could have gotten some sweet, sweet Nicolas Cage as Grug, and then I would probably be over here going like, "She Grug moment, dude."
Yep. hmm Thank you for adding.
Damn.
Thank you for adding that. Thank you.
Damn, when Grug
Thanks.
jumped that giant pit, that was sick, dude.
Yeah.
Big caveman
Another pick
action
that we
over here.
clearly missed was, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It was one I think we talked about it. I think like the first day when we picked this as our bracket, we're like,
Yeah.
man, that would be kind of funny.
I would have died laughing watching Alex watch that movie. What I'm assuming for the first time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, oh man.
Oh, it would have been so
That would
good.
have been really funny.
I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's a great movie.
I'm shocked that Matt didn't pick a Godfather movie
Yeah, what's up with
So
that?
am I.
or like a mafia movie.
What's up with that? How about The Irish?
I'm holding. Okay, I'm holding all the good ones in my pocket for the perfect time.
Look, Casino's my favorite mafia movie.
Huh?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Interesting. That is kind of odd.
It's a little odd.
You want to go? You want to go gambling with me, Jake?
I would love to go gambling with you. You want to go to Vegas?
Hell yeah!
My
do it.
favorite mafia movie is Zootopia.
That's true.
All right, Alex, you're not invited to the gambling trip. A really interesting. Well, actually, it's not that interesting. But an audience honorable mention.
Man, fuck you, audience members specifically. Which one?
Step Brothers. I think is very.
That's a funny pick. I think that's a good.
It's a fun
That's
one.
a good movie.
Mhm.
Step Brothers is like really interesting because it was like a movie for some reason that like hit middle school me pretty hard,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, I can just like.
I feel like it just hit middle schoolers really hard when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah. In general.
Yeah, like I was like, I can just be the funniest guy in class by just like being like so much room for activity. Anytime there's like a I don't know, there's like a little too much space between the wall and the table in the classroom, and everyone just starts busting up laughing, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm a comedian.
Wow.
All right, I I feel like I've gone like 0 for 3 on jokes today. I throw them out and then I just like silently sit there as you guys are just like. I'm like, fuck, dude. What?
Okay, no. Say another one. We'll wait.
Yeah,
say another one. Say another one. Say another. What you got? Yeah.
Yeah. Another audience honorable mention. Rugrats in Paris. Imagine being French. Yeah, okay, the lowest effort possible joke ever actually gets a laugh. It's okay, fuck me, I guess.
You sounded so dejected when you said it.
That one came off the top of the dome, baby.
So your first instinct to tell a joke was imagine being French. Wow.
Yeah, it takes my favorite joke where I go, damn, imagine being British, but instead I said French.
But you said French, yeah. It's not Rugrats in fucking London. That'd be a different movie.
I like Rugrats in Paris a lot. I remember my brother and I used to watch that as kids. I'd bet money that my brother said Rugrats in Paris.
It wasn't.
Really?
I don't know.
Wow.
Wow.
I like the pick. Someone said Juno, and I don't remember everything about Juno, especially as like a family movie, but I just remember that just being a really solid movie, and honestly just seeing it made me want to revisit it. I have a lot of positive memories associated with that movie, but I can't remember it fully. So it's not necessarily a shout out to what the recommendation was for the bracket, but shout out to making me want to watch a movie, you know?
That's interesting. I have similar but opposite feelings about Juno.
Oh, you fucking hate Juno?
I never I don't think I ever saw it, but I remember seeing trailers for it and not liking them.
Was it because of Michael Cera?
I guess
Could have been.
Alex
I don't know.
wasn't kind of like edgy and a little bit alternative back in the day.
No.
One that I think we need to talk about.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Dumbo.
Why would you pitch old?
Who the no, stop. No. No. I swear that I filled out these honorable mentions and then somewhere around must have floated in an old. All right?
What a wild pick.
That movie gives me like so many different aneurysms. I never think that M. Night Shyamalan will like ever top himself in upsetting me with a movie, and yet I keep going to see his movies. I don't know why. That's on me. That part's on me.
Well, because you think
them.
he's already upset you the most he could.
Yeah, so I'm like, the trailers always look good. Like the next movie he's making with Dave Bautista and fucking oh god, what's Ron from Harry Potter's name? Rupert Grint. He's in that movie. I'm gonna see that movie. What the fuck you mean?
What has been your most upsetting M. Night Shyamalan experience?
Night?
Because I know mine.
I think yours is The Visit, huh? Old people poop. Is it not that one?
A little known classic called After Earth.
Oh Jesus! Oh, I forgot he even did that.
So did everyone else.
Gee. How does he keep being forgiven? Like
The Visit, I can hate watch in a good way.
mm-mm.
After Earth just sucks.
Man, whoever pitched old, you deserve jail time. What's the next?
But admittedly, there are families in old. You know, like we can't, you can't disagree with that. Do we want to speed run a couple more audience honorable mentions here?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think it's hilarious that Pokemon 3, the movie, was pitched because one of the Pokemons thinks it's the little human girl's dad.
It's it's literally the whole plot of the movie of Pokemon 3 is that Entei thinks it's this girl's dad and creates this whole reality to be her dad. Pretty good movie. It's a pretty good one.
I loved the OG Pokemon movie. I was a big Pokemon fan. It's ending. Well, Ash's run is ending.
Yeah, Ash is retiring. It's a whole new series now.
Yeah.
He became a Pokemon champion.
Yeah.
The Pokemon master. You know, people are actually theorizing because the girl on the new picture has like a little clip in her hair and it looks like the symbol on Ash's hat. So people think that she's going to be Ash's daughter.
That'd be crazy. What if it's just
so Ash officially fucks? Ash officially claps cheeks?
Yeah. Pikachu.
Well, he did that a long time ago if you're looking at the right sort of material.
Ash
moving away from that
Ooh.
was a joke for legal reasons. The right sort of material.
He is explicitly 10 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving away from that, we got a couple other audience honorable mentions we can talk through.
Homeward Bound? Is that the one about cows?
Yeah, that's a cursed option. I'll say it. Like I don't. Yeah. It's just cursed. I don't know what else to say. That just feels.
Oh
cursed.
no, that is not. Home on the Range is the one about the cows. Homeward Bound is the one about the animals. That one's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I also was confusing it for Home on the Range.
I don't know if it's a family movie because it's been, I don't know, a really long time since I've seen it, but these animals look really cute.
You look really cute.
There's like a little dog and another dog and a cat. That's very cute. Another little goddamn jokester trying to start their own recurring bit with our honorable mentions is the person who pitched Taken, who I believe, Jake, you've confirmed is the same person that pitched Taken 2, or we assume it is.
It's the exact same person who pitched Taken 2 in the long movie bracket and said it's because 1 minute would be too long for this movie. Yet they fucking love the first Taken apparently, and it's the best family movie ever. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening with this person.
Maybe they just.
How do they feel about
wish.
Taken 3?
Maybe they just wish that Taken 2 had just been Taken 1 re-released.
Ooh, or what if it's Taken, the first Taken, but it's backwards?
Whoa.
So he takes his daughter and sends her to France to get kidnapped. That would be an incoherent plot, so maybe we shouldn't have.
We're pushing time. We're pushing time, guys. We gotta get through this. We got some other ones.
Sometimes you're a little off. Hopefully, during the actual matchup, I'll be back on my game.
I laugh at every joke you've said.
Someone said The Parent Trap. We already talked about that movie. Someone said Crazy Stupid Love. That's a good one. That would have been a great pick for this movie.
I love how you're like, we already talked about that in a former bracket. Like, move on.
Someone said Scrooged. Is Scrooge really about family?
No, well,
it's about the one guy
families in it, but that's my favorite Christmas movie. Fun fact.
Really?
Jake said Muppet Treasure Island.
I didn't. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. But it's about found family, and that's beautiful.
As Alex already said, we're basically pushing time here, but thank you to everybody who submitted an honorable mention. It is so awesome that you guys interact with us and flood our social media inboxes. What the hell?
As is my curse,
we should have picked Krampus.
I'm checking our email.
No.
And of course, Optimus Prime Rib has done it again.
No.
A brief interjection as we hop into this Optimus Prime Rib bit. Do you guys ever feel like an islander on Love Island when you're like, I'm checking, it's like, we got an email, they go, we got a text.
You've really been swinging for the fences today.
So he sent us 2 videos.
Alex doesn't even dignify it with the response. Okay. Yeah. We've got raisingchildren.net.au. And what is this?
Okay, so this is just a clip? I think it's just the rating of the movie, which is mature.
That's not
it's Optimus Prime calling all the Autobots,
right?
So I think the bit is this is from raisingchildren. I think this is Optimus Prime Rib also misunderstanding the bracket, trying to prove that the movie's acceptable for children.
Could be.
And then maybe the second clip calling all the Autobots is because the Autobots are like a family. So maybe they were covering their bases for either version or either interpretation.
Hey, Matthew, do you have a joke about that you can share with us?
What? Ah! No one puts baby in a corner.
I can't wait to hear how you seem in the second half of this episode. I'm sure you carry the same energy.
I'll be good. I'm gonna recenter. Yeah. I know you're gonna grab a little snacky. I'm sure, Jake.
I'm gonna grab
I'm gonna get some water and get control of myself.
Wait, okay. I got a question. Did you guys watch this video that Optimus Prime Rib sent?
Yes.
Okay, so it starts, and Optimus Prime is like a nasty truck, and then he copies a big rig and turns into a better truck.
Okay, objective.
Why at the beginning of every Transformers movie do they start out as these grungy, nasty robots, and then it's like this cool, sick moment every single movie where they become pretty cool trucks? And it's like, why they ugly trucks at the beginning if they're just going to turn into big, cool ones again? They do it every movie.
Classism.
Wow. Okay, you got me.
Classism.
You're right. Perfect movie.
Whoa.
Is it going to be in our next bracket?
It might. We don't. The audience doesn't even know what our next bracket is, but it's a good one.
We should.
I mean, you know what?
We should just tell them.
Honestly, it'd be kind of fun.
We're doing it now.
It'd be kind of fun to let you guys know now. It's a Jake bracket. We can't wait till the end of the episode to let you guys know. It's movies all picked by Jake about Jake or what Jake thinks of himself. It's gonna be great.
It's called a jacket. It's a Jake bracket. It's a jacket.
True.
It wasn't me who thought of this idea alone. This is a group effort, so I can't wait.
Yeah, it's not Jake trying to take over the podcast.
Not yet.
We figured now's the time to do it. Matt's big rich, but he doesn't want to get Jake any birthday presents.
True.
So this is the present from Big Rich Boy Matt.
It's true.
To Jake.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The present. Yeah, yep. Actually, that's canon now.
No, wait, no. That he was gonna get me a gift. He was gonna get me a big old gift, and now he won't. Damn.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, we should get into the matchup.
Right.
A huge thank you to raisingchildren.net.au for discussing the main messages that you can get out of Transformers Age of Extinction. Including technological development left unchecked can be dangerous, and opportunities for learning and development can come from the mistakes that humans make. Those are really good main messages to take away, so thank you so much to this website.
What an absolutely unhinged honorable mentions finale we've got going on. I love every second of it. I can't wait to get into it. I'm gonna go get a snack, but I'd say we hop right into it. What do you guys say?
Why are you always getting a snack right before we get into the recording, Jake?
You guys just
okay. We'll
take a little break. You make me hungry. What do you want from me?
Oh my god! So Jake went and got a snack between our honorable mentions and now, and dead ass, this man walks up with what is like a little, I don't know, crescent shaped, like white looking object. And I'm sitting here watching him munch on him. And I'm like, that's a fucking piece of garlic. This guy's eating a clove of garlic.
He's got to keep
I'm
the
about to go
vampires
knee
away.
deep in some vampires, and I can only use my mouth to attack. So
That sounds like a different kind of weekend.
a vampire weekend. But anyway.
But no, it was an orange. Anyway, we've got a matchup.
It was a cutie. Fuck off.
Okay, it was cute. Which said we're not getting.
We're not
into
getting
it.
into.
We can't do
we're
this.
not
Right.
getting-
We can't start this episode so off base. Or, I mean, I guess the
continue
middle of
this
the
episode.
yeah,
We
we
can't
can't
continue
continue
this
the middle
episode.
of
Yeah, we
this
can't
episode
get into
so
the
off base.
matchup like this
Because the honorable mentions were already so crazy.
That was insane. Well, I don't know why someone
Can't
would call
believe
that a
Jake said
family
that.
movie, but like they did.
I mean, our audience is the nasties. They're fucked in the head.
It is the
dude.
nasties. The cuties, as I was eating, they're great. Their honorable mentions were super wholesome.
Damn, that's quite the sponsorship opportunity. I never realized, but we got a match. We can't get into it. Cuties sponsored the cuties. Anyway, our finale matchup here, as you already heard at the top of the episode, we've got Hereditary versus Parasite. Hereditary, released in 2018, directed by Ari Aster. Film is set to the backdrop of the family matriarch Ellen Graham's death. We're being to explore the web of relationships of the remaining and sometimes very strange Graham family. It's all thrown to a head when the daughter Charlie is, spoilers, killed in what appears to be an accident. At this point, Annie, played by Toni Collette, begins to unravel the cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their family ancestry, and Annie's son, Peter, played by Alex Wolff, tries to escape the sinister fate he has inherited upon his sister's death. So we've talked about it all throughout this bracket, but Hereditary, distortion of the family structure, it's just a really, really interesting take on a family movie, a very different type of family movie, which is why I put it in this bracket. It's just really interesting to talk about through that lens. And then we've got Parasite, released in 2019, directed by... Is Alex laughing?
You sniffing your mic?
So-
What's going on here?
I am. So Bucky just jumped up on my lap and he
Piss on
yawned.
you.
Oh.
He yawned right at my microphone, and he has.
Does it
the
smell like cloves of
nastiest
garlic
breath.
by any
And
chance?
you, no, it smells like fish.
Oh.
It's like actually gross, and now my microphone kind of smells like
Yeah,
fish.
do another sniff
I have
for
to-
the fans, for the viewers.
Yeah, your mic's windscreen is probably just infested with Bucky breath.
It's actually
We should can
disgusting.
Bucky breath and sell it to our viewers.
And we were just like, oh, we got such good momentum.
Yeah.
And then I went in and Matt was in the middle of its description and I was just like, I need to sniff my microphone.
And there's no way that the sound won't pick up or anything like that. So like you knew when you did it,
Yeah.
you had to commit.
So I was like trying to quietly do it and just giggling to myself.
At least you didn't like do it while he was saying some weird shit. Like at least he didn't go like, and then the sister died, and you went.
Anyway,
Now I have to name this episode Alex Takes a Good Sniff.
Yeah, you have legally you have to.
Alex takes a sniff. Will this be the first episode named after you, though?
Aww.
It might be. It could
Anyway.
be, actually.
Wow.
Parasite, released in 2019, directed by Bong Joon-ho. We got Two Families. It's a movie very about families, a movie very about capitalism. It's about infiltration in multiple senses.
Love that word.
Living in disguise and also living in debasement.
The shit.
That description was unhinged.
The shit-eating grin as he said that line, you guys would not believe. Is this?
Wow.
Sorry, is this like this is a coveted double Matthew finale?
A double Matthew finale where Matt only had 2 picks and he picked absolutely bonkers
Has that
movies
happened?
for this.
Has that happened?
I don't think so. It's also the first movie I think I've had in a finale in a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm not in a finale for in a while. Usually, I'm swinging for the fences.
Yeah, Jake normally killing it.
But then I had Spy Kids too, and apparently that was like not great.
Yeah, it really spoiled my feelings about Jake's movies for the whole
That's
bracket.
fair. That's
that we
fair.
started with
He's
that
like
one.
he doesn't
It
know
just
about
sours
families.
And it's not even that you didn't like Spy Kids 2. You just really didn't like the kid that plays
Yeah,
Judy.
far out.
Yeah, like I
Judy.
feel like if Junie Cortez wasn't in Spy Kids 2, that movie could have made it to the finale.
Well, similarly, I had a thought about Hereditary, and this is a thought. This is really Matthew's thought, but I'm just like saying it for him because I know he's kind of shy to say it. He's looking at me very scared right now.
I feel like I know what's
but
about
he
to
told
come,
me in
but I'm ready
confidence
for
that the
it.
only thing that would have made this movie better is if the daughter was actually played by Joey King. He really.
Have we even aired this beef on the podcast?
No, I wanted to bring it to. I felt like it was time. I feel like it was time. You know, I would
when Joey King isn't even in any of the movies.
I'm just, I'm about to pitch Wishapod for our next bracket, so I figured they should get ready.
And I wish that you do that so we can talk about it then. Look, audience, I'm going to keep you in suspense, much like my attachment to Saw. You guys, I can't reveal on first touch what this whole beef is about, but this is a big one. I will die fighting on this one, and I will die on Jake's shit interpretation of what I mean.
He loves Joey King, man. I think he.
Oh my god!
Look, she was in Bullet Train. I haven't seen it, but people liked it.
Yeah, she was also in all the Kissing Booth movies, and those fucking suck. So let's not get into it.
Wow, man, that's a weird way of saying they fucking
slap. Yeah, I think I thought of Alex
will...
Wolff as my logic, and I was like, oh, Alex Wolff, he's hilarious to have in this movie, and he does a good job.
I will go to my goddamn grave about Kissing Booth 2 as soon as they.
No one has.
We're spoiling Kissing Booth 2.
Ever said that sentence.
They dropped. They're like have an arcade machine. They're really big fans of, and a new high score is there, despite Joey King's character having the high score forever, and it's MVP. And without missing a beat, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be dun dun dun, and immediately predict the like rival love interest name based off of his initials, and not even seeing the guy, and I'm like, I'm a fucking killer.
Wow, so it sounds like Matt is really invested in the Kissing Booth.
It sounds like he's really invested in Joey King movie. I'm telling you, like, you can read it however you want, audience. It's up to you.
I'm not allowed to scream right now, but if we put Kissing Booth in a bracket, I've got so much shit to say about specifically the first one. We're so off.
Wait, okay.
Right
So
now.
let's get into Jake. What did you mean by your comment about Joey King? Who do you think in Hereditary Joey King should replace?
I think that Matthew would love if Joey King was the daughter who gets her head beheaded. One, because short scene in the movie. And she gets bodied.
Man, if Joey King was the daughter, Hereditary would have a very different vibe.
And three, imagine, because the trailers primed the daughter to be the maiden antagonist. Imagine if Matthew watched the trailers to Hereditary, and then everything, it comes out and everyone's like, oh my god, Hereditary was like one of the best horror movies. Like I was hyping it up, and Matthew was like, oh my god, you gotta see it. And he's like, what the fuck do you mean Joey King is the lead? What do you mean?
Yeah, so, I would be, having not seen it, be like, see, Jake? See?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so we're so far off topic. We're circling back.
Circle back.
Treading water here. Hereditary versus Parasite. Very different movies in their approaches to family.
Wait, okay. Jake, who do you think Joey King would play in Parasite?
She would play the flood.
Let's unpack that. What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean by that, Jake?
I mean that she's a natural disaster. Some
Joey
people,
King-sized grave
some
right
people,
about now,
the elite people think she's a blessing and clear the skies, but some people think she's the
something to be unleashed upon the poor.
Man, we're really going hard on Joey King right now.
We deadass spent 5 minutes talking about this. So.
God, why would Matthew bring her up? Anyway,
I don't know why I would do that. Just like, why did I put King Kong in that one bracket?
Wait, guys, do you think in King Kong, Joey King would do Joey King Kong? Matt is like fuming. He's so upset.
This shit's funny.
You can't see my face right about now, but I'm just like rubbing my temples, furrowing my brow. I'm like an upset father.
These are the moments where, one, I'm glad I no longer live near Matthew, and two, I am
I can't
scared
hurt
that
you
I bought
anymore.
him a katana. For
Yeah,
a
and
gift.
some sick-ass kunai, so I'm coming for you, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, talking about these two movies, I am so happy.
Now that we're nearly 10 minutes into this episode, or into the matchup discussion.
I am so happy that two horror movie. I mean, two horror, like, you know, whatever subgenre in it. They're in the finale here. I think it's like really interesting just as a genre. I talk about this all the time, both in my personal life and on the podcast, where this genre is so sprawling and so unique, and I think it's telling that we have our top two like family discussions in a genre that's very like thrilling and very interesting. It's one, says a lot about us three, how we view family and what we want to say about family.
Well, I think, like, I guess the reason that I feel like these movies have made it so far, and the reason they've been so interesting to talk about, is that they look at family in a different way than most of the other movies that we pitched, right?
100%.
Like, they do not shy away from, like, the gritty, dark parts of your family. And I think, you know, for whatever reason, that just really, really absorbed us.
I think it's also worth considering that Parasite, despite having elements of horror, a lot of the portrayals of family are not necessarily outright like, well, I guess the Park family to a certain extent is like a dysfunctional,
Right.
But it is also very much about like the things we do for family. You know, it is, as we talked about the first time we brought up Parasite, inevitably how much they try to do for their family that brings down the Kim family. You know, like, it is by trying to secure employment for everyone that they have all of this kind of go to shit, you know?
Don't help your family get employed is the message in Parasite.
Yeah, it could be. And Hereditary's is don't take your 14-year-old sister to your sick-ass party you're going to, otherwise she's going to die hitting her head on a sign. So in terms of the portrayals of family here, raw numbers, we got a lot of families on display. Mostly in Parasite.
Why do we all keep bringing out the raw numbers? If I did this, I would have just pitched cheaper by the dozen. Like, what is this
Guys,
shit?
I mean, we talked about it earlier. One of my honorable mentions was Cheaper by the Dozen too. Like,
yeah.
I was so close. I kid you not, I was so close for this movie for doing Cheaper by the Dozen too.
Well, after
you would have had the numbers.
We talked about it already.
I would have had the numbers.
You would have had the numbers.
Yeah, in terms of raw number, we got 2.5 families approximately in Parasite. We have one family in Hereditary plus a big old cult. They seem pretty close.
Yeah.
Which we haven't really talked about.
Plus a bunch of nudies.
I love the scenes with the nudies for 2 seconds, just surrounding the house. I'm like, man, I would love to be an extra who's just like, his whole day is sitting around on
taking
set.
your dick out.
Taking my dick out and staring at a house at night.
Jake,
like,
let me tell you, you can do that without being on set for a TV show.
Please don't
movie.
come to my house.
But Matthew might pay me to do it for some sick, twisted fantasy, but I won't get paid.
Dude, wait till I throw a party next summer. They're about to have the time of their goddamn life.
Yeah, because Jake's going to be out there with his wiener out.
Matthew's idea of a party is he throws a party for himself where he's drinking, but outside he pays people to show up naked.
Whoa. Don't get me wrong. Just you, Jake.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm not allowed inside. It's like, what's that deal with that one naked dude? He's like, I don't know. He just shows up. You make up new stories every single time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Joker. Telling how you want to know how I got these scars?
You want to know
about the naked man in my backyard?
Well, what's so weird about it is that he doesn't touch himself. He just stands there naked.
Kind of concerned, but every time I ask him if he's okay, he's like, no, I'm good.
He starts running.
Towards me.
I unlock the doors really fast.
I never call the police though.
Yeah, you never. Anyway, that is something. Imagine if they just locked the doors.
Half of any movie can be solved if people just lock their damn doors.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have solved actually both of these, because if they had just kept the sub basement of the rich house closed, guy wouldn't have gotten out and tried to kill the whole family.
Well, and if they hadn't let in the old like housekeeper, she wouldn't have gotten to her husband. Like if
He
they
just
just
would've
kept the
starved
doors
to
locked,
death.
he would have starved to death. She would have probably eaten an orange or something, right? Wasn't that what she was allergic to?
Peaches,
Or mangoes, mango, right?
Peaches,
something.
yeah, sure.
One of them. But yeah, that it is interesting how again it is that like even beyond their own control, it is another family's pursuit of what you do for family, what you're willing to do for your spouse that inevitably leads to multiple deaths.
Yeah, if I learned one thing from these movies is that if your family just locks your doors, then nothing bad can happen to you because it only bad happens when you don't.
Except for like fire safety, I think.
Yeah,
It's like a
I
fire
also
safety
think
piece.
in,
No, there's no
like you
fire.
in
shut the door, but
Hereditary,
don't lock it or whatever. Anyway, I don't know.
in
fire
Hereditary,
safety.
he locked the attic, and that didn't really work out for him. Now, did it?
Well, they were already up there.
Yeah, but like they
How'd they get in,
teleported
you know?
inside, you know?
Did they?
Like she was banging her head on
Oh,
the thing,
that's
and then
true,
he
that's-
cuts to it. She's like sawing her own head off, and then
Which is
it's
kinda
so
sick.
funny. During that time, I'm just like, jump out the window, you idiot! And then
And
when
he
he like,
does.
and then he does, and I'm like, oh wait, that was the bad decision to do.
Yeah. You've made the wrong decision,
Yeah,
my
You
friend.
made the wrong choice.
Alex Wolfstar of old.
Yeah. So, in measuring our families here, do we have favorites? Do we like one family better than another across?
Yeah,
all
I'm a
these
big
movies?
fan of the Park family. I think they're really cool. They got a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, it's called being rich, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
What does
look,
Mr. Park do? Why he
He's
why
like a
he rich?
businessman. It looks like he works for like a tech company.
anyone who says you're a businessman, that's not a job. I'm sorry, that's not a job. You
Just
just
creating value for the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Jesus
creating
Christ.
jobs, Jake.
Oh my god, which
Yeah.
jobs?
The ones for poor people.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think he's
look,
like the CEO of like a tech company. It seems like
Hmm.
because he's like messing with like a little product, and he's like,
He's not thinking about why there's just lights that go
God.
on when he walks up the stairs.
these
They
are all
assume
fucking
they're automatic.
buzzwords. Yeah,
Big tech guy.
okay.
We've talked about nothing.
Well, I'm trying to, and then you guys keep talking about these big tech.
Okay, give us your real thought, Jake.
Yeah, what's your real discussion
Yeah,
you want to have,
fucker.
Jake?
Why am I being bullied? I'm never the one to bring up a serious thought, and I'm here trying my little heart out. I'm called a little
Do it,
fucker.
No, do it, please.
Okay. Toni Collette.
Mm-hmm.
I think like when I think of like movie moms, like she's up there. Like it's like
Yeah, that's true.
it's something about her like in Hereditary, even if she's like a bad mom, good mom, I think she's just like a really interesting depiction of the mom. One of the biggest moments in the film that I think of is when she's above Alex Wolf's like she's like dreaming and above Alex Wolf's thing, and like it looks like she has a knife or whatever, but then she doesn't, and like you know that sequence I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's just like, I don't know, something about her like trying to kill her child but not killing her child, and like her like guilt behind, because like imagine being a parent, right? This is my whole thing. Imagine being a parent and like genuinely fucking hating your kid or blaming them for something or wanting them dead. Like how do you reconcile that, especially as a mother? Something we'll never really truly understand. You gave birth to this like person, and now you want them fucking dead. It gives a whole new meaning to like, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. Like
Yeah, I think that's like a really, really interesting point to bring up, especially through the context of we've talked a lot about distortion of family structure when it comes to Hereditary.
right.
However, I feel like we've done that primarily through the lens of the children in this case.
Mhm.
Whereas, you know, talking about from the parents' perspective here, there's a lot of really, really complicated emotions. Even talking about, insofar as we've talked about Toni Collette thus far, it's mostly been her relationship to her own mother rather than her
Right.
relationship to her children.
Mhm.
So that's
So
actually like a really astute point.
Thanks, motherfucker. I tried.
No, yeah, thank you. And I think it is something that actually we see in both of these movies to a certain extent is
Sure.
like the idea of grappling with parenthood. For example, both of the Park parents, primarily Mr. Park, I don't think like really wants to be a dad.
No, that's the thing. Like it
Mm-mm.
seemed like a thing that they do. It seemed like it would even help his status to be viewed as a family man. Like it all seemed like just like checking boxes, not like doing it to do it. You know?
Well, I think it's like it's very. I kind of disagree in a certain way because like I think he wants to be a father. He doesn't want to be like necessarily like he doesn't want the father relationship that the Kim family has. Like because you can see it like he doesn't interact with the daughter much at all, but with his son he like does the camping. He
yeah,
like
he
has the
engages with them.
walkie-talkie. He engaged
Mhm.
like
right.
there are moments where it's like I'm a dad who's interested in my son, but
Mhm.
largely it's like framed around very specific things. It's not just like, oh, we're home together, let's like go hang out.
Right.
It's very
yeah, I
different.
wonder why it feels so hollow. It just feels like
It's
rehearsed
this idea
in a
of
way.
like the sacrifices you're willing to make. Like we have, I
Sure.
think, at least this is my view on it to a certain extent. In that we see the dad in the Kim family be willing to sacrifice basically everything for his own kids.
Mhm.
Mr. Park,
I
I
love
think,
the
wants
dad.
to engage in fatherhood insofar as it is convenient to do so.
Mhm.
You know, which is why I
Mhm.
think, as Alex points out, it seems that he's like willing to meet his son on the level of things that are like interesting or aren't like significant commitment.
Mhm.
To a certain extent. Obviously, feel free to disagree, but I think that that's kind of where it strikes me. Is it's like insofar as there aren't personal sacrifices associated with it.
Yeah, it's just something about Kim families like the father just seems so much more, and that's another thing I want to say. Like, kind of like I love mother figure more in Hereditary, father figures more in Parasite. It's
Hmm.
kind of like what I'm grappling with because I just love I something about him seems like he is doing the absolute best he can, and he is also failed a lot.
Mhm.
But not like in a way that's like he's trying his best to keep his family together. And it's just it screams more genuine and sometimes harsh in a way, but like very realistic. In Parasite in a way that I think is really interesting. I mean, hey, we love dads here on the Tough Cut, and
True, we are historically pro good dad.
pro good dad. And,
You know,
and
it's
I
interesting
think
because
he's good.
this bracket has been very pro mommy, but I feel like
It's hard. We have Tony Collette, man. It's hard,
Yeah,
that's mommy.
yeah.
We could have had Tony, but whatever.
Chaos reigns.
Rains, the flood.
True.
Joey.
Whoa, it's all connected.
Even
Did you say Joey?
Yeah, because the flood. She's the flood.
even insofar as the dad in Hereditary, I think fits an interesting role as well.
Oh my
where,
god,
like,
yeah.
there are really, really earnest attempts for him to be like trying to take control of the situation.
You could tell he
Um,
loves his wife, and he's trying his absolute best. Also, like it's
and it is just so far out of his control.
he like seems so helpless. Like, so I'm like, baby, it's not gonna work out. You like, I
Which
think he
there
notices in real time that he married someone in a family that, oh god, what did I
Yeah,
do?
Mhm.
you married into quite the family, and I think there's some
Yeah.
interesting parallels to Mr. Kim in some ways.
Mm.
Insofar as like the being in over your head comes to both of these, I think the dad in Hereditary would be one to not lie and be like, I have no plan, but we'll figure it out. Whereas Mr.
Yeah.
Kim is like, yep, I'm going to tell him I've got a plan because I want them to feel some sense
It's
of
a security, yeah. Ooh.
And I think it's really interesting that in some ways both of those routes are going to lead you to some semblance of comfort in a family.
Yeah, I
But
mean
for
it's
very
different parenting
reasons.
styles and different like kind of like paternal styles of leading typically that's like shown, especially in film. That I think
On that
yeah.
on that sort of continuum, where do
Mhm.
we put Mr. Park? What's when shit hits the fan? Mr. Kim lies about having a plan.
I think Mr. Park
Mr.
has a plan. Like I think he makes a plan.
I
and
think he
just,
makes a plan, but I think it might be a little selfish. Like I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
don't-
not.
I don't think it's necessarily a good plan, but I
Yeah.
think he makes a plan and he's like, we need to stick to the plan, no
And
matter.
the plan
like, if
involves
it's,
like his money. You know,
if it's
Like-
working or failing. I think
Yeah.
he's like, we're sticking to my plan.
commitment to the plan.
Mhm.
Whereas
Which is
the-
a worse, not to be confused with commitment to the bit. Commitment to the bit is a much better chaotic structure to follow in your life. Commitment to a plan, lame.
Honestly, I think Mr. Kim commits to the bit at
Yeah.
the very
Oh,
end.
certainly.
Yes.
Certainly commits to the bit.
What if that's how Bong Joon-ho like pitched this film? It's like, this is about a father committing to the bit.
This is about a poor family and a rich family, and shit hits the fan, and the poor father commits to the bit.
Wait, isn't just Parasite overall just about a family committing to the bit?
Yes, like
Yes.
literally. Yo.
Whoa!
No.
I don't even know what to make of that.
That
Is it about? Is it fuck? Is the capitalism stuff? Whatever.
fuck that. Hate it.
All this other stuff. Whatever. All these themes and depth.
Oh,
who cares?
Oh,
Is
it looks good. Fuck it.
Is it actually a movie about the dangers of committing to the bit?
and the pleasures. And the pleasures.
True.
Well,
Look
and
it
if you
up.
think about it too, it's like the Park
The
family.
dangers
The
of
Park family are the
committing.
innocent ones because there's like there's the Kim family, and then there's the Half family, and I feel like the Half family committed to the bit too. Like the guy
They
who's down there,
definitely committed
he's
to
like
the bit.
he's deep in the bit of like respect for Mr. Park. He's in it.
When you get so deep into the bit that you've been hiding from your creditors for like 10 years in the basement of someone's
That's my
house.
favorite way. And someone would argue Matthew's favorite way to commit to the bit.
Yeah. What do you guys? It's what, a German family that moves in later.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
How long are they making it?
12.
I was gonna say 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How about you? What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah, what do you
let's
think,
turn it
Matthew?
around on you.
4.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, you might be onto something there. That's not something I considered.
Wait, you know what's
Yeah.
weird? They explain the basement in the movie being like a emergency shelter, right?
Mhm.
Why are there 3 light switches that control the lights to the staircase in the emergency shelter?
Damn. Ding. Cinema sin.
Well, I'm ready to vote.
Honestly, on that, like, if you, like, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a really good point, Alex.
What's that got to do with family?
Everything.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine the Hereditary family move into the Park house.
They got walls. Naked people can't get in.
They got cameras too.
Yeah, but they got like an open window play. Like, if anything, it's gonna be way creepier.
a very
like,
open house.
Way
it's-
more naked people.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, okay. Actually, something. Last thing I want to talk about before we vote. Actually, we talked about mom. We talked about dads. We should probably talk about the kids, right?
Yeah.
What movie said no? All right, so I want to vote for.
Oh, were you hoping we said no? Was that the bit you were saying?
No. I genuinely.
Oh,
I just
Commitment
Yes,
to
we
the
should.
bit. Commitment to the bit. No, Jake. I'm gonna vote now.
No.
All right. I'm so glad this episode was carried by how funny the honorable mentions are.
We could talk about the kids.
No. I'm committing to the bit now. I won't.
Okay, well, now
I
this is a
refuse.
conversation just between Jake and I for a very brief moment.
Yeah.
What do you want to say about
I'll
the
take
kids,
this
Jake?
time while you guys talk about it, I'll take this time to think about what I'm gonna vote for.
Yeah,
Well,
and sniff your mic a little more.
Yes, get that sniff mic. Well,
This
I just think
one's
it's
a
interesting.
toughie.
I was kind of looking at our whole conversations,
sure
especially
which one
talking
I'm gonna
about
vote for.
Parasite. I want to commit die.
It doesn't smell like fish anymore.
uh-oh.
I'm gonna stop committing to the bit because it just made our recording crash. So,
Yeah, I had a really elegant thing to say that you guys will never hear.
the children,
um,
the children.
Spoilers, it was about Joey King. Anyway, so no, not talking about Joey King. This whole time, actually, we haven't really talked about the children in Parasite. We didn't really talk about them kind of at all. I feel like the parents are at a crux of it, and we talked about Mr. Park a lot. Like, we talked about Mr. Kim a lot. We have not talked about the children. We kind of talked about Alex Wolff. You can't really talk about the daughter in Hereditary because she go
Yeah,
bye-bye.
imagine dying.
so cringe.
Yeah, imagine dragons. It's crazy.
Can't do that.
But
Anyway, the kids in Parasite. Yeah.
yeah, I just want to know your kind of thoughts on, like, kids are also an essential part of the family. Like you said, we talk about a lot about the relationship between the kids. But
Yeah, this sort of relationship.
how do
with
we
their
feel
parents.
comparatively?
I think there's a lot of really, really interesting stuff going on with the kids in Parasite on like an individual thematic level. I think, for example, the Kim's daughter goes by Jessica. There is like this really nice thematic through line of like it's almost like she fits into this lifestyle, and then the deep irony of her being the one that dies is likely connected to the son's sort of pie in the sky dream of becoming rich enough to fit into that lifestyle.
Well, in contrasting that with the son's whole journey of like he's like macking with the Park daughter, and then his like big question in the climax is like, do I fit in here? Like, can I be a part of this? And you know, it's like, I'm sure he on some level has, you know, jealousy of his sister, that everyone is like, oh, you fit into this really well, like you make sense here, and no one's saying that about him.
Yeah, there's also the piece where I think some of that comes from the fact that he's basically in some senses just pretending to be his friend that was their previous tutor, even down to his plan to ask her out for the Park's daughter out for real once she graduates from high school. And I think like that's a really interesting component of like how that fits into that idea. So there's definitely a lot of really interesting stuff I think going on with the Kim children. As far as the Park kids go,
I think there's interesting stuff with the Park kids too, of like, you know, and I think their main thing that I see is the way that they're contrasted with each other and with the Kim kids, and then the way that like the parents misinterpret them. Of like, they keep saying that like the son's paintings are these like self-portraits. They're very clearly the guy in the basement.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, it's so interesting of how like the Park mother is like, she cares so much about her kids. Like the whole movie starts with her hiring these two people to take care of her kids. And then it's like, she totally misunderstands them.
Yeah.
There's a difference between like caring, like it's almost like that she cares about the object. She doesn't care about like
she cares about them, but she doesn't know them.
Yeah. And that's tough. That's like a big, that's real in families. And like to a similar degree in Hereditary, like Toni Collette like shows care for her like children. Like the I am your mother speech is this like, she's genuinely like
so good.
Yeah.
So good. So good. And such a great depiction of motherhood. She cares about her kid, but she's just like, motherfucker. Like,
yeah,
you're lucky I don't pop off right now. Like I am doing an effort. And you know, Alex Wolff's also
there's a lot of
tiptoeing around a mom.
Really
like,
complicated emotions to navigate in Hereditary, from like the familial mental illness to the strange happenings to you could literally just make like
just a drama.
Yeah, a drama about a family where like the daughter dies by the accident of the son. You know, like that component in and of itself is really, really tough to sort of disentangle.
Yeah,
and
well,
probably
and then you got a bunch of naked people outside, and it's like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we know, but that's a different movie.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, despite all of the trauma they experience, I do think the Graham family cares about each other.
100%.
Yeah, like they're trying. They're just not succeeding.
They're the epitome of trying, but ooh boy.
Which
boy.
I just
Paimon succeeds.
That's true.
That's
Paimon
nice.
gets his little family.
And that's so sweet. Aw.
It's Queen Lee just tried a little harder.
Yeah, true. She did.
That's true. She cared about her family just in her own way.
So that's actually interesting because Parasite is a story about the dangers of committing to the bit. Hereditary is just like a cute little found family story.
It shows you how far you can go, with committing to a bit and the positive. Like
when you start
it shows
when you and the boys show up naked outside of someone's house, ready to saw their head off to please your Lord of Hell.
I mean, yeah, there are more difficult things to do.
I think we can all learn something from both of these films.
I'll be completely honest. It is a very tough matchup for me, and I think we do have to vote here. But I would beg of you guys, if you know what you're voting for, to help guide me here, because I'm a little lost.
Well, I mean, I think I'm gonna vote first.
Okay, hot boy.
Whoa, Jake.
Sorry, was that a little forward?
Jake. I think that I need to vote for Parasite here. I think both of these movies take very deep dives into family structure and family relationships. I think Parasite is a more holistic look at a wider variety of families, family relationships in multiple contexts, versus I think Hereditary is very, like narrow in its scope. Like it is a specific study.
It goes into that.
It's
a very specific
approach to family.
Yeah, and so for me with this bracket, I think I like Parasite's more holistic approach.
Sure. Matthew, you got a thought or no?
Do I have a thought?
I mean,
I guess I can vote if you really need to help you.
I genuinely,
it out.
I don't.
Go ahead. Or sorry, not go ahead. I'm going because you told me to go.
Please free me.
As you said, this is a really, really, really tough matchup. But I am going to vote for Parasite here.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat similar to Alex. I think that what it comes down to for me, I think Hereditary is maybe a more interesting take on discussing family.
Sure.
But Parasite,
it's quantity.
Yeah.
Yep, the audience doesn't get to hear what my actual thought was. Parasite's got two and a half families.
So I think I did, upon reflection of y'all's votes, I really think I did that classic thing that Jake does during podcasts where I shoot myself in the foot last minute because I mentioned Joey King in relation to Hereditary, and Matthew was like, absolutely not, cannot be associated.
Matt is making looks right now.
No, actually, at the end of the day, I think I would also vote for Parasite here. I think I enjoy Hereditary almost a little bit more just for its, I love horror, big, Parasite has horror elements in it, 100%, but Hereditary is, more, firm in the horror genre, and I love how they depict it. I think Toni Collette is phenomenal in it, and the mother stuff is great, but I think I love, like Alex was saying, the totality of I think the father stuff is great. I think the kid stuff is great. And then I think the family dynamics of everyone is great. So I think Parasite gets a full sweep here. I love Parasite. I literally have a picture of Bong Joon-ho on my laptop kissing his Oscars.
Wow, you know what's crazy? I just made a joke about it in regards to Matt's vote. I feel like Parasite really did win simply because of the quantity of family.
It might have. I mean, yeah, it had more to say.
Relationships. There's quantity in many senses.
Yeah. I mean, that means, hey, Parasite got a queen sweep. This is the big thing. Parasite got a queen sweep.
Why is my antivirus software scanning for viruses right now?
Honestly, you look like you're being interviewed for something that would incriminate you on your camera. I don't know if you see that, Matthew.
It does. It looks exactly like that. He's being censored right now, but not being censored for his terrific vote that was counted. That led to our finale winner. Parasite is our favorite family movie here at the Tough Cut.
Yeah, the libs really tried to censor my vote, but don't worry, guys, we got it through.
Press X to down.
Moving right along from that. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, oh God, I can't even remember what I say anymore. What the hell? Different day, different chaos. Yeah,
you've been practicing. You've been practicing this outro.
If you enjoyed today's episode, rate and review us on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. You should share the episode with who?
Share it with someone. Share it with someone you want to start a family with, and don't tell them. But then when they'll get to the end of the episode, they'll realize that this is how you're proposing to them.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
And then you have
share it with the black
you have
sheep
to perfectly time it out. You have to know when in this episode we say this, and then that way you watch them listen to it, and then at that perfect timing you'll be down on a knee.
All I'll say is with that plus what Jake said is going to be a very confusing experience for someone's cousin in the Deep South.